The last record, I'm getting 20 million off the record, just took off the record. I really can't rap Tuscan Leather. You know what? Let's get an easy one in here. I got my eyes on you. Yeah, everything that I see endlessly. I can't get over you, cause you're a good girl, you know it. Just hold on, we're going home. It's hard to do these things alone. Going home. Oh. Alright. Hello everyone. Sad Heat fan here. We are back with another. We are ramping things up to where I will eventually have a ramble about 2015 and all that jazz. You can see the playlist wherever it is. I am still in a retrospective listening mood. We're going to look at an album that is 10 years old, another 10-year-old album, which is yeah, there's a lot of those. As you can see from the singing intro, we are looking at a Drake album. You know, Drake, he keeps himself busy. He drops a lot of music every year. That Party Next Door collab was definitely there. I'm not the biggest fan, but there were some slappers here and there. I'm not gonna talk about that, and I'm not even gonna talk about Nothing Was the Same, because I technically did briefly in my 2013 video about that. I'm gonna be talking about Wolf and Yeezus. Why not something like Nothing Was the Same or Good Kid, Mad City? I don't know. Shout out to Moist Behavior, Tuscan Leather, Backstreet Freestyle, and Poetic Justice. Things are all connecting, huh? Anyway, we are looking at a Drake album. That Drake album, technically a mixtape, I think. Oh yeah, he did drop 2 albums that year. Anyway, the album we are looking at today is probably one of his best albums. If you're reading this, it's too late. And you know, it's been a while since I've listened to this album fully, so what better time to do it than to remember how this album went, because I do remember listening to it fully and liking it, but it's been a while since I've really dabbled into Drake's music, so this should be pretty interesting. Yeah, Drake. I know he's very topical nowadays. He was pretty topical last year, as you can see from my multiple reaction videos to that diss war, that beef he had with Kendrick. I will try my best not to mention it a lot during this video, because I know Kendrick did drop an album this year as well, this year being 2015, which we'll get back to in a later time. I will try to keep it strictly Drake as much as possible, unless, I don't know, something is said in this album that looks pretty funny in retrospect. So yes, I will try not to mention Kendrick anymore past this point, because this is an album for Drake that's really up there, can really stand on its own without having to, you know, other outside antics. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm kind of excited to re-listen to this. Look at his album cover. It's just text. It's just text. But man, it sure has made its mark. Okay, so formalities of genius lore, which hopefully there is. I haven't checked yet. If you're reading this, It's Too Late is Drake's 4th mixtape. It was released unexpectedly on February 13th, 2015, the 6-year anniversary of Drake's breakout 3rd mixtape, So Far Gone. Although it's not the first, if you're reading this, It's Too Late is one of the most prominent commercial mixtapes. It was contractually considered Drake's 4th studio album so that he could renegotiate his contract with Birdman's Cash Money Records. While introducing Honestly Nevermind on his Sirius XM radio show, Drake admitted that he considered If You're Reading This, It's Too Late as his 4th album as opposed to his 4th mixtape. Okay, so if Drake says it's an album, then it's an album. Thank you, Drake. Alright, if you're reading this, It's Too Late, Drake, February 12th, 2015, 17 songs, an hour and 8 minutes. Track number 1, Legend. Yeah, produced by Party Next Door. Timely.
Bone a nigga, tell that nigga
back.
Watch a nigga
Backtrack.
If
All I know is I'm a motherfucking legend.
it's too late, the youngest nigga
Reppin', oh my god. Fuck Miami, man. Fuck 'em all.
They only pussy
Right or wrong.
I'm alright, I got this shit mapped out strong. Watch a nigga
Backtrack. If I die, I'm a motherfucking legend. Oh my god, if I die, I'm a legend.
They all acting different now. This shit set in stone. They
City,
say I'm the
youngest,
nigga
rapping, oh my god, I'm a legend, oh my god. I mean, I mean, is that Party in the background? Like, was that Party's vocals at the end? Or is that like a different sample? But anyway, yeah, let's just get this out of the way. I'm not going to mention too much about Drake's controversial actions. He has had some very questionable actions in his life, and I will just leave it at that. OVO shooters, keep your words at home. Keep your words at home, all right? Questionable antics aside, this still reigns true to this day. Quality of Drake's music nowadays can be very spotty, but the stuff he's made before that, and who knows, he could drop the greatest album of 2027, who knows. Yeah, it basically just sets it more in stone. I mean, I'm not the biggest Drake connoisseur. I haven't listened to every single album or mixtape, but like, still, the album before this, nothing was the same, I think, is a really solid album, and he had slappers on that, and slappers even before that. Freaking best I ever had. I mean, he was making hits like in the early 2010s, or like even before that, and of course, obviously, his role in Degrassi, you know, all that kind of stuff. Is like, yeah, he's made a name for himself ever since. His journey today has been pretty, I guess, I don't want to say rough, but you know, it's been very interesting for sure. Because I remember hearing about a lot of people clowning on this guy when he started making music, because he's just like the emotional melodic rapper guy, and now it's here. He's he's rapping like any good rapper can rap. And yeah, I could go on a whole tangent about how I like the more locked in, pissed off Drake cuts more than like some others, but that maybe I'll save that for later. And it's then again, I'm a guy who likes Way Too Sexy a lot. Anyway, sometimes I like the stupid Drake songs ironically, sometimes unironically. That's just the unfortunate circumstances when you listen to Drake's music. On the track, Drake's braggadocio. I didn't know that's how you spelled it. Goes from 0 to 100 real quick. All right, who the fuck wrote that? Who the fuck wrote that? That's not funny. He flaunts his success. Yeah, I mean, he's already been a successful guy since this album. Guys, his lyrics are so profound. His foes have to rewind his music to fully understand it. But fear not, we got you covered. When he says backtrack, he is also talking about when other rappers say things about him in songs or in interviews, they end up backtracking. Drake ends up having the better words, and they have to make peace for the sake of their career. Many people believe Drake has 10 more years to go, but he feels like a legend in the present. Drizzy broke the Beatles record on Billboard Hot 100, and in only 5 years, he was the artist with the most #1 songs on the hip-hop and R&B Billboard chart. As Jay-Z said, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Young Jeezy also used a similar line in his featuring verse on Drizzy's 2009 single, I'm Going In. And I'ma be a legend when my life ends, and I'ma be a legend even when this night ends. I do remember when Drake broke the Beatles record, and I was kind of annoyed when that happened, because I was like a huge Beatles fanatic over Drake, and Drake's... Anyway, I remember him flaunting it, and like he had like a whole tattoo of him flipping off the Abbey Road walk, and I was like, alright, this is getting fucking embarrassing. But that's just because I am a Beatles fanatic. I do like Beatles a lot. I know that's not the most blazing take or unique take, but yeah, I don't know. Then again, it's Drake. He was bound to flex anything, so I mean, I shouldn't have been surprised, but oh well. Oh well. Then again, I don't know if Drake's listened to the fucking Beatles, so he probably doesn't give a shit. I do though. I like the Beatles. Still, yeah, he is a legend. He's going to be a legend. As long as he doesn't do something horrible later on in life. Or even more horrible. Very hard-hitting intro, but pretty slow. Next track though was anything but. Next track, Energy.
Liquid means rewind.
What do you mean you don't know the lyrics for this one? Rewind. Let's go, genius. He's got a lot of enemies, got a lot of people trying to drain me of my energy, trying to kid and pray for you. I got goals in real life trying to fuck going online. Alright, buddy. 2 mortgages, 30 million in total. But my acting days are over, fuck them niggas for life. They're trying to take the wave. Fucking with the kid, man.
I bought this one a purse.
I bought this one a mall. I keep buying shit, just make sure you keep track of it all. Pictures of their friends, just to tell me they ain't really friends.
Got strippers in my life, but they virgins to me.
Yo.
I had high hopes for you niggas, we gon' see.
Yo, run up when you see me there, we gon' see.
I
Drain me of this energy to try to take the wave.
from a nigga.
Fuck it with. Wait, I didn't know they had this. I didn't know they had the Easy sample in here. It was very brief, so.
Yeah, I got enemies, got a lot of enemies. So tired of saving all these niggas, Mike. I got enemies, got a lot of enemies for your nigga. I'm off this one.
Well, told you. They have the energy on this bitch. Is this Drake's biggest song on here? Wow, it is Drake's biggest song on here. I mean, yeah, sounds about right. Yeah, this is another prime example of locked in, serious, pissed off. I don't know if he's pissed off, but rapping Drake. This is the type of shit I'm liking the most when it comes from Drake. Of course, it's not to say that Drake shouldn't try any new sounds, but it's just like this is what I feel like works best for Drake. And like, I don't know, I guess the melodic singing next, because those are 2 staples of what makes a Drake song for me. And yeah, this is one of the prime examples of it. I don't know what else you need me to say. It's like, this is a song you probably heard from Drake. If you at least heard of Drake around this time, you probably heard this song. This song addresses Drake's haters, along with the controversy surrounding Birdman, Lil Wayne, and Cash Money Records. The music video for this song went viral, with Drake impersonating numerous celebrities, including President Obama, LeBron James, Oprah, Miley Cyrus, Justin Bieber, and Kanye West. When asked to describe the video, Drake said, "It's shocking, it's beautiful, it's a lot of things." I had no idea this was a music video. I honestly had no idea this was a music video. Certified 3 times platinum by the RIAA on June 29th, 2018. Yep. Just goes to show you how big he is. Drake isn't bothered by the hate. Drake isn't bothered by the hate. That only drives him to be more successful. They can hate on Drake all they want, but they can't stop him. Win-Win, 50, and Whoa are all members of P. Rain's Reps Up gang, as well as close friends of Drake. They can be seen along Drizzy in the Energy music video. God, that fucking image of Drake as Miley Cyrus, man. What are we what are we doing? He's got a lot of enemies. He doesn't want to waste his energy on these losers. You get him, Drake. You get him. But that is a fucking banger, so. Next track, 10 bands. 50 bands. How do you not have lyrics for Energy, dude? Spotify, what are you doing?
10 bands, 50 bands, 100 bands, G. Niggas sleep, I ain't tripping, I can tell you not a rap.
I am not.
Mama's rent when I was turning 17, so
must be nice. 100 bands, fucking man. OMG.
Niggas sleep,
I ain't tripping, I'ma let him sleep.
I didn't hit a stride, got my shit closed, I don't know what time
whoops.
it is. Been discussing, man.
OMG.
Niggas so free Jordan like I play for North Carolina. How much I make up?
Gee, if only made a song about the jump, man.
Right back on my worst behave. 6
I get it. Shout out to one of the best songs on Nothing Was to Say. Woo!
They got me feeling
like I'm one again.
I ain't tripping, let them rest in peace. I've been in the crib with the fun.
Well, he's got money. Mr. Drake's got money. A braggadocious money-spending anthem. 10 bands finds Drake contemplating his massive net worth and its consequences. Released along with its parent mixtape. Why can't I fucking speak? Released along with its parent mixtape, If You're Reading This, It's Too Late, on February 13, 2015. The track eventually became certified platinum in June 29, 2018. While a fan favorite, 10 bands stirred up controversy for being written by Quentin Miller, revealed to be Drake's ghostwriter for parts of If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. Hot 97 DJ Funk Flex played Miller's reference version of the song, adding fire to the flame that Drake became and fellow rapper Meek Mill's infamous and well-publicized beef. Drake has had a controversy with the whole ghostwriter thing, but like at this point it's been very publicized and talked about, and a lot of conversation has been had around that. So you probably already know the line that comes up when it comes to rappers with ghostwriters, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Do the shmoney dance perfectly to this. Fire. Holy. Yep. if you didn't know we were in 2015, he signed to Team Jordan and has already linked up with them to make several exclusive shoes. To brag about how much he makes off this Jordan deal, he sarcastically says that he doesn't know how to make it seem like it's not a big deal for him. Damn, now that's success. Alright, another banger coming up. Track 4, Know Yourself. No sleeping in the streets. Just said Oliver. I don't know, but the song is pretty good. That's what I know. Running through the 6 with my woes. Pray the flakes get exposed. I want that Ferrari, then I swerve. I ain't rocking jewelry, that's on purpose. I don't like how serious they take themselves. My city too turned up, I'll take the fine for that. It's been where you find me at. He put me onto the finer things. Didn't come and drop it, was polos and backpacks. Man, I was running through the 6 with my woes. It's coming. I was running through the 6 with my woes. You know how that should go. It should? I thought it was shit. Running through the 6 with my woes. Whoa! Top boy into the shit, I'm so international. Holiday as soon as Baka. They so irrational, don't wanna patch it up. Whoa! Whoa! I'm not, and you know, running through the 6 with my. I was running through the 6 with my woes. You know how that should go. You know how that should go. Running through the 6 with my woes. And then here comes the conversation. Popcan, popular Jamaican dancehall artist and leader of the Unruly Gang. Yeah, you know, Drake said it. Stay true to yourself. Make sure you know what your identity is, I guess. But still, a banger, one of my favorites off the album. Next track, No Tellin. Whoa. Yeah.
She invite me to the telly, keep the blade with me when I stay up late at night thinking about my life.
Ain't no telling. Ain't no telling.
Suitcase, I've been living, got the club going up on a Tuesday.
God, I do not like that song.
Looking in the mirror like I'm
really him.
Get a light, yeah. I took
Give me the light.
Get a casket, I put a nail through it. I ain't gotta do it, when else did it. Fuck, I may as well do it.
True.
Envelopes open for a check again. Ain't no telling. Yeah, in case they got us all, we never help them.
Ain't no telling.
Yeah.
Ain't no telling.
Okay, I had to switch the flow up on you niggas. Shit was getting too predictable. On steroids, I would never pass a physical. It's all yeah. That's Ricky Ross, Aubrey, the biggest balls here.
Is that all Rick Ross does? Oh.
Get out of the house more they washed up.
Woo! Was it always a beat switch on this one? Man, it's been so long since I've listened to this album. What did Drake do on his beat switch? Does this build up to something?
Gotta keep watching for oppas, cause anything's possible. That Alfredo pasta they eat in the kitchen. I'm that Drake from 4 years ago. I'm at a higher place.
He ain't no goddamn actor anymore. It's such an interesting beat. Hey, but still a banger. Still a banger. No telling what the fuck he's gonna do next. Well, I mean, we know now since it's been 10 years. But anyway, next track, Madonna. Let's see if he cooks. I don't remember.
Oh man, I don't know. Be getting back to you for sure. Girl, I wanna ride with you. Growing up, had to get it poppin' with you.
I don't know if you know, but I know who you are. Let's touch the road. Don't make other plans. Already on 10. Big as Madonna. No.
Damn girl, I'll be getting back.
I just remember how kind of short this song was. We've had like 4-minute, 5-minute songs, and now we're getting like a 3-minute song, which is still a decent sized track. But yeah, hey man, he wants that girl, man. They don't call him a lover boy for a reason. That fucking album. That album cover, man. Okay, we're getting more of the low-key tracks, you know. You're gonna kind of need that on a 17-track, hour-long album. And yeah, it does its job. It does its job pretty good. Ooh, this little outro beat's this little outro this beat's have is pretty sick. Named after the Queen of Pop, Madonna Saccone? I honestly have never seen her last name. I might just be super young or just super casual. Anyway, she later went on to Instagram to express her approval. Didn't he get kissed by Madonna at Coachella one time? The subject matter deals with Drake attempting to hook up with an unnamed Ting. Alright guys. He claims that making his sexual acquaintance can make her famous, much like how Madonna fucked her way to the top by sleeping around with influential songwriters and music producers. The original idea of Madonna comes from the Francis and the Lights track, Get in the Car. Drake basically gives him a shout out. Francis produced Drake's past track, Karaoke. This song and Legend sample Genuine's So Anxious, which can be heard towards the end of the track around 2:20, which again echoes Drake's plea for his girl to submit. Submit is a crazy word to say there, but Drake added a second verse to the song for the CD version of the album. According to Quentin Miller, when addressing the infamous ghostwriting rumors, Drake had freestyled Madonna. Huh, interesting. Yeah, alright. more songwriter rumors. I'm not going to dive too deep into that because, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have already talked about that. But next track though, another big one, Six God. I mean, this whole album is pretty big. It's freaking Drake. But anyway. Isn't this a Donkey Kong sample? Watch your motherfucking tone, boy. Get hurt, boy. Here go another motherfucker that don't understand cause. About to hit you with the work, boy. Something on that I know, that's worse, boy. I'll admit it. Been a man for like a minute. Ooh, long haul. You can get the business. Got me feeling like a ball hog. Got him pass him when I get it. You too worried about the bitches. I got one girl and she my girl and nobody else can hit. Alright, Mr. Lover Boy. Phone call back home. Shit is hot up in the 6, boy. 6. I don't give a fuck about your mob, boy. I'm the real 6 God, boy. Say a true thing. Goddamn, you changed. Shout out to the Toronto Raptors. No to this. Coming from the motherfucking 6 side. I'm not no to this. I'm not no. All I ever needed was a squad, so that's what's up. So I don't give a fuck about what anybody's saying right now. Another really big Drake song off the album, and also one of my favorites. I know it's not saying much, but like the beat's pretty cool. I don't know the story about how Drake got on a Donkey Kong fucking sampled beat, but the beat is pretty insane. Another one of those prime examples. On October 25th, 2014, the day following his 28th birthday, Drizzy released the full version of Six God, along with How About Now and Heat of the Moment, dropping the songs early due to a hack attack. The track famously samples Haunted Chase from Donkey Kong Country 2's soundtrack, with the addition of a set of hats and booming basses. Debuted and peaked at number 83 on the Billboard Hot 100. Only 83? Okay, I'm saying that as if, like, being on the Hot 100 isn't a... Never mind. Anyway, yeah. Drake knows a lot about the Hot 100, doesn't he? I mean, shit. Shit was popping back in the day. This is like one of Drake's peaks here. He was like ruling the late 2010s. Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy Kong's Quest. Alright, cool. Banger. Next track, Star 67. Is this Wayne?
I need the producer.
Sure sounds like it.
With the left hoe, shut the fuck up. Niggas know I'm credible. He on the bridge like nigga, you already know that that's my vendetta. Keep the shit together. Used to flip apps, now that old plug murk.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or...
I didn't remember a beat switch.
I remember I went to Louis V with half. I was on TV making 50 racks a year. I am not a man, I can't do this on my own. And they did put me on. Yeah, now we in the basement and we working on the phone, man. But I had to leave that shit alone, man. The whole thing blowing up. The rider in my
mixing, I'm mixing. I am not Esco, but it was
Nixon mentioned. It's been a while since I've heard him talk about his, like, I guess his struggles back then, and then helping provide, and now he's all successful and doing his thing, and now he can just fucking do whatever he wants with fuck all money. Drake struggled with providing for his mother and himself growing up as a teenager. He realized he couldn't do it on his own and needed assistance from his friends. Hoffa and Jordan put him on a phone scam they were doing in Nico's basement, also briefly mentioned in 0 to 100 the catch-up. That's what he meant by the phones. Huh. Wow. This guy was desperate for money, jeez. Drake and his crew are putting in work on their phone scam because they genuinely need the money, especially if they are going to be supporting a 10K cocaine habit. What? Drake's expenses were more than he could cover at 50K a year, so he really does need to blow up as a rapper to continue his current lifestyle. I don't know how much money there is in phone scams, but it unlikely rivals the illegal drug industry. Getting put on usually refers getting a drug supply. This corresponds with being on the phone a lot because he is making a lot of deals. This part also makes sense when he says on Tuesday, "Squad going up, nobody flipping packs now." Rider is a list of items that an entertainer requests be available to them before, after, and during a live show. Drake's rider includes a large amount of alcohol, which seems to confirm his ignorant shit line. Yeesh. Drake is taking us back to his days growing up in the 6, dealing with a yearning for more money and trying to figure out how to get it. One of the ways back then was to get money from phone scams. This relates to the opening verse where he mentions a scam that Birdman is pulling on him and Wheezy. Yeesh, there's a whole nother mess with that stuff, with the whole Young Money, Cash Money Records thing. Drake's had a very eventful life. But yeah, another artist from Canada that dropped in 2015 that does remind me of someone who was struggling and praying to make it big was The Weeknd. I know these guys aren't on the bestest of terms, but I mean, hey, they both had some struggles on their way into the music industry. There's some relatability in that. Next track though, Preach, featuring Party Next Door. We are finally at the halfway point, and I'm an hour into recording. So yeah, this is a hefty album, so makes sense. Hello party, hello P&D. Why does it sound like that? Hold up. Yeah, I don't know if this one is doing it for, or that chorus though. Jeez, I don't know why it sounds so off like that.
Made the connection like I'm on that way to say, you know, J. Ray got girls here. This is all in their feelings these days. All in their feelings these days. Scripture with that many sixes, you should be afraid.
Okay, Drake. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not the biggest Party Next Door fan or listener at all, but yeah, that chorus is probably like one of the weakest ones off the album so far. But yeah, hey, P&D's here. Shout out P&D. And here's the Wednesday night interlude, still featuring P&D. This is a 3-minute interlude, dude.
Been a minute since we have slept together because I'm lonely. I admit it if you just keep quiet. I'm lonely.
Dude, I can finally relate to some Drake lyrics. Well, it's technically Party Next Door, but I can finally relate to a Drake song. What? Lonely. Yeah, okay. For an interlude, that was still pretty good showing. And I think this was a more stronger feature from P&D than the last track. Good interlude, good interlude. I'm assuming this is when we get to the more melodic side of the album, because it's not coming up yet, but that one song is coming up soon. Next track though, used to. Yeah. Well, I mean, we're probably gonna get another rapping track, because, you know. But that was a nice break.
Yeah. When you get the water, remind them where the fuck you at. Airways, they gon' hit you up right after like it's only rap. We don't let no girls from the ends. Like that, it's damn man. Woo.
Nick Cannon, dude. Bro, was that a Drumline reference?
Let's go take some getting used to. Old feelings now, they don't love you like they used to.
What you say?
Take some getting used to.
What you say? They don't love you like they used to, man.
When you get the where the fuck I'm at.
What's good, Wayne?
About the 2 cents.
I ain't never spent.
About where I've gone. Stepping on the switch of roach. Halo over my devil horns. Suck a nigga dick for an iPhone 6.
What?
My nigga Terry for a new Blackberry.
What?
You can. I ain't got no time. And when my blood starts shooting, that's B-roll, bitch.
You can never go wrong with a Wayne verse. Most of the time. Some of the time. Some of the time.
They never told me when you get the crime.
Okay, well, that was a banger,
They don't
though.
love you like
What you say?
man.
Man. Yeah, that was a banger, though. Jeez. Jeez Louise. You think Drake says Jeez Louise? I want to hear him say that. Originally on Wheezy's SFTW2, Used To pops up on If You're Reading This It's Too Late with an extra Drizzy verse. Drake and Wheezy team up for what might be yet another hit collab in the line of Hell Yeah, Fucking Right, banger, Believe Me, and I'm on One. Drake made a similar connection between his money and rock bands like Nirvana and Coldplay. In this line, he takes a new approach. College marching bands. Jackson State, Grambling, Clark Atlanta, and Hampton University are all HBCUs with renowned marching bands. Jackson State even used Drake's trophies in one of their performances. That's pretty cool. The 2002 film Drumline, where Nick Cannon plays the role of a talented drummer from Harlem who was recruited to play for the fictional Atlanta A&T University. We were not really feeling this line at all. Well, that's tough, buddy. Why is a magazine annotating as a verified artist? I don't fucking know, man. Thanks, genius. Okay. Yeah, but still, banger. That was a banger. Drake and Wayne have made some very good classics, so this one's no surprise. This one is no surprise. But next track, 6 Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Booming out and stuck with there like Lou Will. 6 man
Shout out to
like
Lou Will.
Like on Lou Will. I just got the new pill, no whole shit, no fucking whole shit. Fieri, I'm in the kitchen, I'm a magician.
Shout out to Guy Fieri. Shout out to MacGyver. Michael Myers. Work the night shift, getting every single motherfucking thing. So my heart is cold, it's probably because I'm from the snow. Yeah, and I'm here again, you know the truth, listen, I might go to Marcus Cousins out in pub. I remember when the internet was calling DeMarcus Cousins a fucking emotional lesbian, dude. Man, DeMarcus Cousins, man. What a guy. Work the night shift, making millions, so work the night shift, work the night shift. The way he says that. Ooh. Hey, but that flow was fucking slick. That flow was fucking slick.
I've been in who I go to with the homies, babe.
Another banging song that involves the number 6. That's like, isn't that 3 songs with the number 6 on it? 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's another one coming up. Whoops. Yeah, banger. Shout out to the number 6. 6 Man, you know. Obviously, the one that comes to mind first is obviously the 6 man on an NBA team, which Lou Will was. 6 is a reference to the numbers 416 and 647, the area codes of Drake's hometown, Toronto. It was meant to promote NBA player Lewis Williams as a candidate for 6 Man of the Year, as he played for the Toronto Raptors in the 2014 to 2015 season, when the song was released. Williams ultimately did win the 6 Man of the Year award in 2015. He currently plays for the Los Angeles Clippers. Currently. Yeah, it's a little outdated, but that's okay. That's okay. Wow. He ended up in the Atlanta Hawks. Good times. Good times. On this track, Drake extols the virtues of a man from his area, explaining that he works incredibly hard for his position in the rap game, and throws in a few feel-good references to his local area. Hey man, that guy's proud to be where he's from. I mean, who wouldn't be? Feel like that should be a given. Anyway, banger. Wayne's verse was wait, no, this isn't the one with Wayne. Anyway, this is a banger. It's a banger. Shout out to Lou Will, even though he played in Los Angeles. Anyway. Next track, Now and Forever.
Man, I'm leaving.
He's leaving.
My reasons, yeah, I'm
He's got his reasons. He's leaving.
looking back when I'm gone.
No more.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over.
I've been here for too long.
If it says 2006, yeah, he's been here for almost a decade at this point.
Afraid that I'ma die before I get where I'm going.
Knowing how he's been, yeah, he probably does feel very alone now.
Don't know layback shit. I ain't looking back no more, no.
No more, no more, no more.
I gotta go out and get it. I keep telling you over and over again.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Let me go, let me bring it home.
He'll bring it home, and he's leaving, and he can't sleep on the floor. No more. No more. Apparently it talks about his separation from Birdman and Cash Money Records. The title of the mixtape itself points towards the fact that Drake released this mixtape for sale on iTunes, so that it is technically an album that finishes his contract with the label. In this track, he is debating his future away from the label and is not sure what the future has in store for him. Well, speaking of future, they make a collab album. He also laces the track with imagery that suggests he could also be talking about a stuttering, smooth relationship. One in which Drake feels as though his girl is holding him back. Drake is feeling chained up, and although he doesn't want to completely trash his label / girlfriend the way that Lil Wayne did, he also doesn't want to remain trapped in a bad situation. Yeah, I don't really know the whole situation with the whole Birdman, Cash Money Records situation. I do know that Drake, Wayne, and Nicki are still cool with each other. I don't know if that's the same with Birdman and the label. I'm not the one to look at Drake lore, because I choose just to keep it very, very surface level with Drake. Like I said, God knows he's done a lot of stuff while in this lifetime. And also just because sometimes I don't really care. Alright, but yeah, it's pretty repetitive, straightforward track. Next track, Company, featuring none other than WrestleMania legend, WWE legend, Travis Scott.
Ain't Regis up on Briar Oaks, hit me when you see you doing well, baby.
I'm doing as best as I can.
Oh, single or what?
I am.
Need a girl from the country.
I'm not a girl. I'm not from Kentucky.
I need a shawty, don't trust me. Someone to fuck.
Okay, I try to keep up this bit.
Say you ain't got the juice like that. Gotta come through quick. We just on some different shit. I don't deserve it. I'm still a canine at heart, I'm a dog.
For all the dogs mentioned, he really was a prophet, psychic. I need
some
company. Well, here he comes. Here he comes. Here he comes. It's lit! Or, hold up. Oh yeah, you can definitely tell Travis took over this song. What the fuck?
It's a couple faces in here that a nigga pipe. Prices get it in right now. Saturday night something.
Man, fuck the heat. Okay, well, this song is good. I don't know. Travis's verse kind of took a while to get going. Yeah, I don't know. Took a while to lift off, but overall, still a pretty good song. And yeah, Drake's a little bit on his vulnerable side on this one. Where is it? Where's the line? I need you to take my mind off being in my prime. That is one hell of a. he might not be bragging a lot on this track, but man, that still feels braggadocious as hell. What is this? Early 2015? I'm pretty. Rodeo hasn't even dropped yet, so this does feel like a late days before Rodeo type of Travis. Before we got to like the whole Rodeo stuff, but the beat at the beginning does feel like it would end up on a Rodeo cut. So yeah, it's so weird seeing this type of Travis, considering where he is now. And you know, there's anyone who's taken some sort of like change with his music, it's definitely Travis. It's not to say he's like the most experimental, but it's been a very interesting 10 years for Travis, especially, and you know, of course Drake, but Travis musically wise, wow. All right, cool. Next track, You and the Six. I think this is the last song that mentions the Six. Never mind, I lied. There's another track later up. Ride it.
Text, so she been reading the press. You know she raised me alone. She's girl, I'm always back with you know who. Being you, yeah, your father's child. Drunk by alcohol is problem solving. Girl from your gym who trains you. But that she's an angel, but she don't want this life. I got no friends in this mama. I'm Game of Thrones with it, mama. I'm home alone with it, mama.
Shout out Macaulay Culkin.
Them niggas wannabes, mama. I mean, I kill them every time they do a song with me, mama. I sing them in the Six, raise me right. That shit saved my life. Dropping a single, he saying this is his window. It's doing life, and now I got me a Grammy. Listen to his music, old music, soul music. But I just roll with it, mama.
Rolling Stone with you in the 6 raised me right. That shit saved my life.
Wow. That was probably one of the most emotional and personal songs I've heard from Drake on this album. Well, I mean, it's pretty personal because it's about his familial situation, and it's dedicated to his mom, as you can tell. But man, wow, that was pretty sweet of Drake. That was actually pretty sweet of Drake. Song dedicated to Drake's mother, Sandy Graham. Drake discusses many of the issues he had growing up and how both his city and his mother helped him cope with all of it. Also, the song samples another mixtape song, The Calm from So Far Gone, between the first and second verse. I'm about to go call my mom to tell her I love her, y'all. I mean, shit. Yeah, really does tug on the heartstrings a little bit. Wow, wow. Oh, there's 2 songs left. Wow. Okay. I noticed Genius here says there's a song called How About Now in My Side. I'm assuming those are like bonus tracks on a different version. But Spotify doesn't have that, which is weird because Drake is one of the biggest names in the streaming side. But then again, it's 2015, and I'm blabbering too much because I want to get into this next banger. Next track, Jungle. This is a quintessential Drake and Drive song. Rock me real slowly, put it on me. I'm just like a baby trolling. Oh, the things you do, I let in God handle all things above me. The things I can't change are the reason you love me. I'm all over the place, I can sit in one place. Feel like we're one and the same, our relationship changed. Better it never exists. Whenever they say something about us, you listen. But fuck what they talking about on your timeline. That's gonna know into my time with you. My time is you. Ride me real slowly, put a bit on me. I'm just like a baby trolling over you. She said you're my everything.
I
Love you through everything, everything to me.
She from the jungle, from the jungle.
She from the jungle.
I take where we stand. I used to hit you by.
Are we still good? Are we still good? Are you down? Are you down? Are you down? Still down? You still down? You still down? Rock me real slowly, just like a baby trolling. They go to school and do bottle service. They can't decide, they keep switching. Who can I call for your information? Are we still good? Are we still good? Are we still good? Are we still good? I'm yours. Now, like I said, how in like Energy, Six God, those are tracks that showcase my favorite aspects of Drake. Quintessential attributes that make Drake a really good rapper artist. A song like Jungle, and I guess a song like Legend 2 showcase the second favorite aspect of Drake is like these good melodic slow jams. Of course, Drake still kind of raps on this song and Legend, of course, but still there's a lot of melodic parts here, and including the super slick sweet chorus. It's very simple, but oh man, the melodic line in that chorus, dude, it's just so good. It's just so good. And even the beat, it's not even like a super moving complex beat. It's literally like a drum beat and like just flipping around the fucking chorus and jungle sound effects, but still it does a job. It does its job pretty well. It is, I'm pretty sure it's technically like an R&B cut, but still, yeah. This is another quintessential example of Drake, and why it's also one of my favorites off the album, even if it is possibly another big track. But then again, like, all of these have fucking almost 100 million plays, so I mean, it's hard to be like, oh, I only like the big tracks, but still, this is such a good song. Alright, let's get some Genius Low End before we head to the last track. Jungle gets its title from a nickname for Lawrence Heights, a particularly rough neighborhood in Toronto. The song sounds like an ode to a particular girl back in the jungle who Drake struggles to stay connected to as his fame grows. The term jungle could also refer to the chaos of Drake's life, both the whirlwind of his public success and his private emotional turmoil. Drake released a short film titled Jungle on his October's very own blog. You can hear a snippet of this song at the end. Song samples Gabriel Garzon, Montano's 6'8". Whoa. Certified platinum? Honestly, this is a song that deserves that. If this is what you think is one of the best songs off the album, I wouldn't look at you weirdly. Alright, last track on Spotify that we can see is a song title that mentions 6 once again, and for the very last time, but in a different sense. Last track, track 17 out of 17, 6 p.m. in New York. We're getting that timestamp, Drake. Yeah.
Oh, you gotta love it.
Okay, okay.
I told one to send me something and I could not have found him a better successor. Every shot was not to change shit, just to feel a couple things twice.
Okay.
On me talking reckless and vibe. That's quite a pleasure.
What?
It's so childish calling my name on a word. You need to act your age and not your girl's age. It gets worse.
What the fuck?
Again, times have changed, man. Who are we kidding? My life hit the net like a bad serve. Bitter women.
Oh, here we go with the tennis.
Fuck it, I guess I gotta wait till next year. And I'm always late and nobody even speaks about it. Damn.
That's just the way the internet moves.
And number 2 is just being the first to lose. My city dictated music, no, but somehow I'm heating up. Been
Fuck the heat.
game flow, and I still got a decade to go. Oh please, take it.
Yeah?
To get some blood on my leaves.
Money trees, blood on my leaves.
Hit a gun on the double with cheese. Special order for anybody. 4 minutes going off on the beat. Feel like I'm in the Malibu. And headed to I'm product. Blame the city, I'm a product of it. Gotta love it. Yeah.
And with that being said, the album, mixtape, whatever you want to call it, is over. It's over. It's done. Wow. Yeah, what better way to end it off with a braggadocious rap song? Something that's pretty consistent throughout this album. Braggadocious victory lap. There seems to be a lot of shots thrown out somewhere here and there. Little bits of some strays, well, not strays, but like basically some disses here and there. One of them during his Vibe cover interview, which was published on October 22nd, 2014, Tyga volunteered his opinion on Drake, sharing, "I don't really get along with Drake. I don't like Drake as a person. He's just fake to me. I like his music, you know what I'm saying? I think his music is good, but we're all different people." Later that week, Tyga released Make It Work, which was a diss track aimed at fellow Young Money signees Drake and Nicki Minaj. Drake likens Tyga's comments and song to the actions of a child and compares his behavior to that of a teenager, which sets up his dig at Tyga for dating Kylie Jenner, whom, at the time of these songs' release, was only 17 years old and 8 years his junior. Also, Tyga's debut album featured a song titled Lil Homie, hence Drake dubbing him his Lil Homie. Oh my... Yeah, they did have some sort of beef, didn't they? This was still before I actually decided to get into music, so I wasn't keeping up with Drake news in 2014. I was only like 12, so... He's referring to Memphis, Tennessee, and maybe Houston, which is an area he frequently makes songs about. True. Drake's girl's butt is so big that it's something to be ashamed of, likely for every other female in their vicinity. The boy shared similar sentiments on his feature for Nicki Minaj's Only, so thick that everybody else in the room is so uncomfortable. Damn. I got a backyard where money seems to come from the trees. As he said 5 years prior on The Resistance, I'm 23 with a money tree, growing more too, I just planted 100 seeds. Looks like the rap game Johnny Appleseed is finally reaping rewards from the hard work he's consistently put in throughout his career. In fact, he's been so successful that everything in his backyard backs up the fact that he's, so to speak, made of money. Okay, cool. It's not a money trees reference, it's literally just him flexing. So, sorry, I don't have to mention his name again. Is this a Kanye reference? Okay, maybe my brain is just rotted. Drake means that he is not afraid to pay the price. In order to achieve his goals, the phrase blood on my leaves may be connected to another one. Get your hands dirty. The phrase is a metaphor used in moral, political philosophy, and everyday conversation to symbolize the sullying of one's moral standing by dealing with unsavory matters. Conclusion, if you want the prize, you must be willing to do whatever it takes in order to conquer it. This is also a reference to Blood on the Leaves, a track by Kanye West off of his 6th album, Yeezus. I'm not brain rotted. Sweet. Yeah, to say Drake is the most innocent and sin-free man is a bit of an understatement. But then again, I only know Drake as an outsider. I don't know him personally. I don't know any of these guys personally. So, Just a little observer. Just a little observer, nothing wrong with that. Drake continues with this third installment in his Time series, following 9 a.m. in Dallas and 5 a.m. in Toronto. This hookless track features Drake attacking several figures in the rap game for 4 minutes straight, including a seething critique of Tyga. Yeah. Tyga called Drake out on Twitter after listening to the track, but then promptly deleted it. All that sneak dissing is weak. Just pull up. I know where you live and you know my address. You've been ducking the fade from Brown. Yeesh. Yeesh. Drake's had some very notable beefs, huh? And I will just leave it at that. But I will say, this was a very good timestamp track and a pretty good way to end off the album. I don't know the validity of each beef with him and Tyga, but I will say the song was pretty good. And with that being said, that was, if you're reading this, it's too late. And yeah, this is probably Drake's best project so far. It was very consistent. It was full of energy. He was locked in. He was super serious, and he was very braggadocious too. Of course, he's done it ever since, and every single album since. But this was a very good showcase of his braggadocious victory lap. This is literally a victory lap, like most of his albums are. But this one had a lot of good songs to warrant the victory lap. I mean, he was doing all of this before 30, and like 2015 I'd say is one of Drake's biggest years, like commercially. Besides this one and like I guess Scorpion, I've never listened to Scorpion fully, but this year and I guess the Scorpion year is probably one of Drake's biggest years, like mainstream wise. Of course, Drake never really left the mainstream, but if you want like peak years, it'd probably be this and 2018. But 2015, this one was a really good year for Drake. He dropped this album, which is really good, and like the collab project with Future, which I think is pretty good. I haven't really gone back to it in a while, but I remember I liked it. And like I said, I feel like this showcases some of the best attributes of what I think Drake should do, in my personal opinion, as an artist and a rapper, with songs like Legend, Energy, 10 Bands, Know Yourself, 6 God, Used to, 6 Man, Now and Forever, Jungle. I like it when he shows that aggression, when he's not like, I guess, coasting off of his success. I mean, he's made it. Even at this time, he's made it. And he can like literally just like retire and like live out his life until he's like 95 or whatnot. This shows a little bit of that hunger. I'm not sure. I'm not too well versed in the Drake timeline. I'm not sure if this is the album that people finally start taking Drake serious. I don't know if it was the album before that, but this album kind of shows that he has that in him. He has that aggression, that fire, that need to be the guy. Just pick any song, and it'll show you why he had such a big boom. Of course, you know, you can always debate the way in he got there, or how he was beforehand, or his past. But if we're just looking at this album and how it is, and it's just, it's a strong showcase. I'm not saying this is like a perfect album. It's not a perfect album, but in relation to Drake, this might be as perfect as it gets. Like I said, braggadocious and also emotionally vulnerable, even if he says he doesn't want to be. But man, like, You and the Six was really good. It actually might be a favorite off the album, if not all time, because man, wanted to provide. Yearn full of that feeling. If we want to go into more retrospect, it's like, out of all the albums I've heard, from like Honestly Nevermind to After, and I haven't really dug deep into most of past albums. I listened to Nothing Was the Same. That was really good. I heard Take Care was really good. Everything post like What a Time to Be Alive to Honestly Nevermind has been very uninteresting, I guess. And another thing that you will hear is a lot about it being bloated, Drake album being bloated, because these albums do have a long runtime and a lot of tracks. Yeah, sometimes you just can't sit through all of that at once. But I mean, hey, all of these albums were successful. They all did numbers, and if Drake wants to be at the top, the numbers don't lie. But like, numbers don't always correlate to good music. I listened to For All the Dogs, you know, that's one of the first album reactions I ever did on this channel. It's not a good video. That's just on me. That's just on me and my inexperience with YouTube at the time. But like, I did like For All the Dogs, even if it did run 20 plus songs and over almost an hour and a half. I am under the belief that if Drake would just cut down this album like it would be for a lot of his albums, they would be at least decent showings. And if Drake took out a handful of these songs, that For All the Dogs would be a very top tier project. I'd personally say it'd be on the level of like If You're Reading This, It's Too Late, Nothing Was the Same. There's songs that do not need to be there, but they do show up on the album, and that's just not something I will be able to sit through for an hour and a half personally. While this one is also an hour, it's a little short down, and like every track, most of the tracks here serves its purpose well in the grander scheme of the album, and he does switch it up from time to time, which is great. I'm not gonna be saying the most unique takes or whatnot, because Drake is as mainstream can get, but I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just what it is. It's just, I feel like this is Drake's best project. As someone who hasn't really listened to everything, but has been keeping up with him ever since this decade started, you know, it's hard to find something that might compete with it for a while. Maybe Her Loss was pretty good when I first listened to it. That's one of my oldest videos, actually. But yeah. His output post 2015 has been, I guess, shaky to say the least. But then again, who knows? I'm not the biggest Drake fan anyways, but, you know, I'll give credit where credit is due. If you're reading this, It's Too Late is a banger. It's weird calling it a classic, even though it's 10 years old, but yeah, sure. I guess we'll just say it's a classic. Any song that has Jungle and Six God on it, you know. Fuck yeah. Yeah. Alright, cool. We have reached the 2-hour mark on this recording, and I guess that's my cue to let it go and leave. So with that being said, thank you for watching another retrospective classic re-listen. It's in the books. Like I said, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. You know the drill. Watch my other retrospective re-listens if you want to. Watch my non-retrospective re-listens if you want to. Yeah, Drake. Very infamous name, but a very prominent name in the channel. Expect more 2015 re-listens, as I am in that kind of mood lately. And I do want to get that ramble out sometime soon, hopefully this month, if not the next. You can probably guess what 2015 albums would be on the horizon, but nothing's recorded. This is like the first one I've done since the weekend. Godly. 2015 music was definitely a packed year. Watch my second channel if you want to. Subscribe to the Patreon, and yeah, I'll be going. I'll be leaving. Goodbye.